When I met Mr. Lapidus, he was 93. I knew the handiwork of his genius, but his architectural theories in the normal sense didn't apply. His indifference to theories appealed to me. So what I really wanted to know was what was in his heart, what motivated his work. And he said in answer, I study people, not geometry. They are far more interesting. He said he was on a quest for emotion and motion in architecture. And this began a journey into his storytelling about Homo sapiens, what made people tick, what moves people, and how he tried to figure this all out in store design for 22 years before becoming a real architect. Lapidus's authorship came out in stories, letters, events, retold, books written, retold, reread, and somehow I began to see his architecture as a meta-narrative, a story that expresses itself in forms. And like Michelangelo, whom Morris Lapidus is compared to, interpretations were stretched from fingertip to fingertip, and we see creation as an emanating spark. We all see God reaching Adam in that one moment, in that one picture. The value of Lapidus's art is something you feel. It's palpable. Years ago, Peter Eisenman, Robert Ventori, Philip Johnson, Oscar Niemeyer, Gio Ponti, they saw this spark in Lapidus's architectural creation, and he went on pilgrimages to meet these men and discuss, was he on the right path? He was on this quest, and he learned in conversations. Lapidus in letters and books tells us that this spark began in his earliest memories. But Dean Silvetti was the person who really traced this legacy the best in a 1997 lecture at Harvard that I now paraphrase. Dean Silvetti said, Morris Lapidus was born in 1902 in Odessa, Russia, which is now the Ukraine. His mother was a seamstress, his father a coppersmith. They decided to leave the horrors of the Bolshevik uprising and come to America. He was 6 months old when he came to America and entered at Ellis Island, and the family lived in many, many different ghettos in the city. He was 6 years old when he entered elementary school, unable to speak English. And from these uncompromising hard beginnings, he went on to become first an actor, then a set designer, and finally an architect who graduated from Columbia University. The insidious details that we find with Lapidus, I was asked to work on Lincoln Road, to extend it to the ocean, build a $250 million hotel, our residential tower, and have this exhibit become a part of his storytelling. And it is, because Lapidus from that table hatched the ideas for all of the other projects that he did.